so we're continuing our little ring, Pilates Ring at Home series. This will require, advanced isn't the right word, I really just wanted to cut it off before the inversions for those that inversions either aren't accessible or aren't appropriate for. So if you have high blood pressure, glaucoma, dizziness, neck issues that don't make inversions safe for you, then go ahead and this is not the video for you. But we're using a belt and paper towel roll to replace Pilates rings if you don't have those in your house. So I'm gonna have you grab your paper towel roll. We're gonna start off with some squats. So you take paper towel roll between your hands. Go ahead and equal out the weight between right and left foot, equal out the weight between ball and the heel, and I'm just gonna have you squat, reaching that paper towel roll out in front of you. I'm gonna let you decide how deep your squat is or what that squat means to you. I'll just start off with a couple of legs parallel to the floor squat and then see how far I can go down, but that is ultimately up to you. We're gonna guess that's 10, probably wasn't, but go ahead and grab your belt. If you hadn't already continued from the video before, it's yay wide. If your shoulders are narrower, you can make it a little shorter. If you're more comfortable with it a little bit wider, go for it. I don't think there's an exact measurement that needs to happen here. So same thing, go ahead and reach those arms forward as you reach your butt backwards to come into this squat. I'm letting my knees go over my toes just a little bit. As long as you're pain free, I feel like that's a safe thing for your knee, even though in PT school and every fitness class I took prior to, probably like 2015, maybe 2010, there was a no knees over toes rule. Okay, stand her back up. We're gonna do a forward lunge, kind of similar idea. I'm gonna have you keep the back leg straight. What we're going for here is arms, wrist, elbows, shoulders, pelvis, knee, ankle, kind of all in one line. So it's not quite a full like 90-90 lunge, but go ahead and take that belt in your hand. You're just gonna take a nice step forward and a nice reach forward and see if you can kind of find that line. And so the control step forward is usually okay, but you'll have to get some push a little bit to bring yourself back into line. So I'm on the same leg. And I'll count a little closer on this one. We'll do one more. And then go ahead and switch. Just putting a gentle pressure into that belt. So in order to keep everything lined up, my gaze actually goes down towards the floor, about 1.5 foot away from the top edge of the mat. Kind of depends on how far forward you come. Whoops, we'll do one more. And then we'll do that same series with the paper towel roll. So going back to the first leg you started with, I started with left. And just go ahead and give me a nice lunge forward, reaching that paper towel roll or ring if you got it. We'll do one more on this side. From here, I have to avoid this, so I give me a little gentle tip towards the nose. Switching legs here. And one more. Okay. We're gonna do some heel raises. So you can take this thing and put it between those calves if you want, or between the ankles. But I'd like your feet to be parallel for the first couple our first set, and then we'll go ahead and go into a little turnout. So what I like about it at the ankles is a lot of times when people do heel raises, this happens. So this gives you something to push into, or you'll lose the paper towel roll if you don't have anything, if you're not keeping those ankles in line with your feet and knees. And you can take a look down. So find that big toe there. Okay, so now we'll go into a little bit of turnout. Same thing here. I think a turnout, there's more of a ankles pooching to the outside. So this is kind of a nice little line up here. If you need a wall or something to hold on to, go for it. Or if you need to adjust the paper towel roll. Wow, something funky's going on in my left foot, which is also the hip that was popping in the last video. So it stopped now. Okay. Go ahead, roll her down for me. I'm going to have you come down to your back. Theoretically, you have already done the video before, but if not, we'll get your back ready for some inversions and then some bridging options that I didn't put in the first video. So to start with, go ahead and put that paper towel roll between your knees, either lengthwise or shorter, whichever you choose. But go ahead and give me a couple of pelvic tilts. I'm going to take this opportunity to tuck in my shirt. And then take this into a couple of bridges if you haven't already. Okay, so again, your back should be relatively warmed up from the video we did before. If it's not, that should get it going. So, okay. Here's where I think the paper towel roll is going to be harder. But I'm going to have you put your foot, you can do heel or ball of the foot, on that paper towel roll. So it's not quite a single leg bridge, but essentially it's a single leg bridge because you're not getting a lot of support from that paper towel roll. Good. Well, let's switch feet. And that roll, paper towel, can be an inline with your sit bone, so pretty narrow or close to your other foot. But I have it a little off to the side for a couple of reasons. If you're using a ring, especially the larger ring, it doesn't fit with your other leg right next to it. Not that that means you couldn't do this with the paper towel roll anywhere, but that's sort of, if we're comparing to using a ring, that's where this will go. All right, so we're going to take this into a hamstring press next. If you did the last video, we did a hamstring press on your stomach. This one is a little different. So same side, the foot was just on, you're going to just lower the paper towel roll and stick it behind your heel and then at the top of your thigh. And so here's where I'm not getting much with the paper towel roll. With the ring, it's a lot different. So we won't do a ton of these, just give me a couple presses here. That was a little bit of a fail, but now we know. I just happened to grab one that had wrapper on the outside, but I'll have to remember that for the description that, oops, my leg's floating up, that you might want to leave the wrapper on if you're sticking the paper towels up against your butt. So, things to note. Okay, let's go into teaser. So, we have 4 options for teaser, so we will try 1 or 2 of all 4 of them, and then if you want to play with that on your own a little bit more, that's fine. So go ahead, legs are in tabletop, or you can start with legs flat on the ground, but your arms will be overhead. Let's put the paper towel between your hands. On that exhale, go ahead and roll her up into teaser for me, and then come on right back down. Actually, I think we have several options for teaser because you can do this between your knees and between your ankles. well. And even though I haven't done teaser in quite a little bit, on the floor this is working out okay. Whether it's the other videos I filmed today or paper towel roll. So you can go between thighs, but that's pretty wide for those legs. So I'm going to suggest calves are just above the ankles. And go ahead and feel to there. Sound effects as needed. Good. If you'd like to take a couple more, go for it. But I'm going to go ahead and switch to the belt, or if you have a ring, you can put it on the outside. Oops, didn't make that one. If you're starting with the ring at the ankles, it's really hard to do legs flat, completely flat, because the ring will get knocked out. And then we'll try the strap on the outside of your hands. So give me 2 here. So some people think the ring makes things harder, sometimes easier. I think it just depends on the way you connect to your body. Okay. Let's go ahead into open leg rocker. So we played with rolling like a ball in the previous video. So you can do this with the paper towel on the inside of the legs, or the strap or belt on the outside of the legs. So from here, I'm just gonna have you lean back, reach those feet towards the ceiling. Apparently I'm going right into it. Whoop, didn't catch the landing on that one either. So, all right, now that I've finally gotten into the starting position, on that exhale, tip that pubic bone towards your nose, rock her back, and then see if you can stick the landing. 2 more. There's a really nice variation of this for those with tight hamstrings. With the belt unhooked. So you can try that, or put the loop around your ankles. We'll try this one here. And then the other option is with the belt. Around the calves. Boop. Okay, we're gonna do bananas. So come onto your right side with that paper towel roll between the legs. You're probably gonna want this head either resting flat on your arm, or with your elbow bent or straight. So from here, we're just doing a double leg lift. And then if you want to add the upper body, which I almost think is easier, you can also do arm overhead here too. Good. Come onto your stomach. If you can keep the paper towel between your legs as you roll, good for you. So we're gonna do double leg kick. Arms at your side, head turned to one direction. You're gonna give me a triple kick towards your butt. So 1, 2, 3, extend the knees, reach those hands towards your ankles, float the torso. Lower your torso, turn your head to the other side. Arms clasped near your butt, or you can just reach them to the side too. Elbows slightly bent. So give me a 3 kick. 1, 2, 3. Straighten legs, straighten arms, float that torso. 1, 2, 3. Actually, really like this with the paper towel roll. Have to remember that. 1, 2, 3. And we'll do one more to each side. 2, 3. Okay. You can just roll to your left side. I'm going to turn to face the camera. All right, with your head down, top hand on the floor or on your hip, make sure that pelvis is level. Go ahead and raise both legs towards the ceiling. Feels harder on this side. And then you can do arms overhead where you're lifting upper body too, running into stuff over here. Good. Okay, bend those knees, take the paper towel, roll out. You're gonna roll onto your back. So we're gonna do a roll up into a roll over with the strap on your foot. So if you have a ring, this is really nice too. I'm gonna shorten mine up a little bit. Or you can even just wrap the strap around your foot too. But from here, I'm gonna have you roll down onto your back. A little inhale, exhale, to come right back up. So give me 2 there. You're gonna have lots of opportunities to do some more of these. And then go ahead and switch feet. You can do one arm too. I like 2 arms better. And so for those of us that have done climb a tree on the mat, and if you've had a little difficulty with climb a tree, this is a nice option or variation for that. Okay, so it doesn't matter which leg you start on, we're gonna do both, but we're gonna take this roll up into a roll over. So bring the other leg with you and see if you can take this into a roll over. So again, those who have trouble coming into rollover just from your back, you get a little bit more of a weight shift here. However, you lose your arms to push off too. So it's a give and take. Let's do one more on this side. Also, this is a nice way to go into control balance, which is a pretty challenging exercise. I'll show you that piece right here. So with arms overhead, one leg up, one leg theoretically touching the floor, but I would have fallen over. Okie doke. Switch feet. Yep, that wasn't my best one. We'll try that again. This leg is tighter. Doesn't matter. There we go. We'll do 2 more. And then attempt that control balance. Missed that one. Okay, so we're gonna try that control balance. So this one, right leg's going down towards the floor, left one is going in the direction of the ceiling. That's the intention anyways, we'll see if it happens. There we go. And I'm done with that apparently. Okay, so roll over. Since we're using the strap, I'm gonna put it on the outside of the ankles first. And if you want to continue attempting this rollover from sitting, go for it. I'm gonna roll down onto my back. I'm going to roll over from my back and tabletop. So on that exhale, straighten those legs, reach those feet up over your face. You're searching for a parallel to the floor here, and then roll her right back down. Tabletop from here. And soften to roll right back down. Okay, so I'm cutting you off at 2 kind of, because we're gonna go into a corkscrew on the way down. You're more than welcome to go try a couple more rollovers, but I'm just gonna do one on each side for the corkscrew. So you're gonna come up through the middle, throw those legs over that right shoulder. See if you can come down that right side, come back to the middle, come back into rollover, go down that left side, and then come back to the middle. Cutting you off there because this is gonna end up being a lot of upside downness. Now I really like the security or the press out version of that. If you didn't, then there's a pretty good chance you're gonna like this one better. I don't love this one. Putting this between just above ankles or calves and going into that same series. So 2 rollovers and then coming down 1 to each side. On that exhale, straighten those legs into rollover and then come on right back down. On that exhale, come into rollover for me. Soften through sternum to come back down. Okay, so this time we'll come down the right side, going up through the middle. Legs over that right shoulder. Come on right back down. Find middle. Legs over that left shoulder. Come on right back down. Roller up into sitting, and we'll finish with a standing roll down. So I'm going to have you with your feet a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. My now crushed paper towel roll, I'm sure it's still functional, but go ahead and roll her down through the middle. And then take that paper towel to one side. Check in with your pelvis. Try that other side.